Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Metroid Prime Remastered. It's time to actually get exploring on Tallon IV, so we'll be getting our first upgrades. Yeah, this takes me about 6 hours to get 100% items, so see if you can beat my time. The experiment already has.
Well, I mean, I was going to get into like, because they're getting your first upgrades. I was like, space jump?
I was going to say, no, this isn't NTSC 1.0, nor really space
because
jump.
unfortunately, starting with, I want to say Player's Choice
Yep.
and the Wii version, the Trilogy version specifically, they removed scan dashing, and that was one of the ways you can get space jump early in the original release. Was legit one of my favorite things to do in the original game because I'm spoiled. Like, I cannot play original Prime 1 without space jump early now.
I still have my 1.0 copy.
Yeah, which is to say that I could still play the game like for the remaster like just fine. Like I guess I can be a normie and like play the game as designed. But man, like once you realize you can do that, it's like I can't play the original Metroid Prime any other way. Like I love having a double jump early. Like it just opens up so much shit early, and it's so fun to get stuff earlier.
Especially after you did your stream a couple of years back, where I opened your mind's eye.
Oh, early plasma beam, if I recall.
Early plasma, early ice, early gravity suit, early everything, basically.
Early plasma legit scares the shit out of me because like it's not the end of the world if you fall down. Like you can get back up, but it's also like I can't see. Also, like there's nothing to stand on. I think I won the right thing.
Yeah, the art of ghetto jumping, or L jumping as some call it. I don't know why they call it ghetto jumping.
Why is it called ghetto
I don't
jumping?
know. That's just what the vernacular's been since like 2002. It's like you got L jumping,
bro,
you got ghetto
don't
jumping.
go to Tallon IV. It's not safe there.
Yeah, so she's in the ghetto. Jumping? No.
Oh, you just reminded me of an old 90s song. It was in the San Andreas soundtrack. Oh, can't remember the name of it now.
You can tell this. You can tell this is like it released in a post Tony Hawk setting because we have half pipes, and that's what you're using with the boost ball in order to get certain upgrades and how to traverse through different areas, which Ryan will show off later.
You know, there's going to be a fucked timeline somewhere where we did get a Metroid skateboarding game like MGS2 got.
Hey, there's already Metroid Soccer is canon in the world of Metroid. So
Blast Ball.
Yeah, Blast Ball is
That's
Samus's
pinball, isn't
favorite past. Oh yeah, and pinball, where Samus enjoys being the pinball, as we all know. So, Ryan, you're not gonna read the Chozo lore for all the fans? Wow, I can't believe you.
My inner Metroid brother hurts badly.
I already missed something.
Oh, we went back to chat. No, it's cool. It's fine. Phew. Okay, it's on the tree. It's also just didn't read the lore. The lore.
Past Ryan can't hear you, so there's no point in having an ad.
I will invent time travel.
You see, this is probably the area of the game I remember the most because I've tried to play and replay Prime a bunch, but I tend to. I think around Phendrana Drifts, I'm just not very good at this game, so I don't go back to it an awful lot.
The room we were in just now was where I first saw the game proper. Don't ask me how I remember that.
I remember the first time I went into that room, and I was just enamored with Samus's reflection on that mirror that's on the wall, which the game doesn't do often. Like, it just doesn't have a reflective thing for you to stare at.
Yep.
But it was just like, I've never really seen something like this before, and I can't look away.
If I remember, it's using an EFB effect to pull it off, embedded frame buffer on GameCube. It's just a way of saying, okay, you can take a 3D model or a drawing of it, you draw it and then draw it again in Engine at a much lower resolution, and that's how you can create like a reflection effect.
A reflection on it, and it's not as resource intensive because it's using less resources.
Yeah, John, that's how not being resource intensive works.
I know words.
Also, I'll give you a quick bit of fun fact with this boss. If you do early Flagra, so you purify the Chozo runes before you come in here, you can get in backwards. So you can just grab the missile and leave.
Leave. Yep. because the trigger for this is on the platform.
Yep, and even funnier, if you do that trigger, in 1.0, that door we came through isn't locked. And because we purified the ruins, the water doesn't come up and rise. I've got double jump. Oh, hey, is that the Ram War Wasp? Yeah, let me just scan you dead quick. Is that the Hive totem? No, scan you. All right, ta-ra, bye. You could just leave. You leave 2 rooms, come back. Oh, look, it's gone. The music will still play, but who cares?
Hive totem is like in by a joke to you, and you just bluntly say,
yes. Yeah.
Listen, in the pantheon of Metroid bosses, a handful of bees is not the most intimidating one. I guess the three
but it's
bird
little
heads
like
are the
Samus
boss.
was like, we'll do what? We'll release the birds or the bees or the birds that shoot bees out of their mouths.
Smithers, release the birds that shoot bees.
So
then we got
it's interesting hearing about all the skips for this game, because this game, when you're playing it as dev intended, is fairly linear. Like, obviously the game's open-ended, but there is a pretty clear intended path that you're set down, which is, you'll actually see that if you spend too long dicking around, Samus's visor will be like, hey, dipshit, go here.
Yeah, you see it when we come into the Chozo ruins. You see it.
It's so Prime 1 compared to 2 and 3, especially 3, will guide you at certain points and nudge you to go certain ways, but it doesn't, I think the word I'm looking for is railroading. It doesn't force you to go this way now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just not a lot of chances to, because Super Metroid, it's still unclear to me how much of the game's like open-endedness is intentional or not intentional.
Couldn't you argue though that's kind of an appeal of it?
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure that is part of the appeal of it, but I'm just more thinking I find it interesting to, see like how the game was intended to be played, and Super Metroid definitely at the very least has some intended divergence in how you're supposed to do stuff, as does the original Metroid. But it's around this time, like Metroid Fusion obviously is much more railroaded. Like, you're going to Sector 4 now whether you like it or not. Metroid Prime 3 it's pretty similar. Like, you can backtrack if you want to talk to the brain jar on the Sky Planet. Like, you can. He does say different things.
That they prefer Aurora unit. Yeah, you're a brain in a jar.
Yeah,
I still love that there's one audio line for the Aurora unit in 3 where they forgot to do the post-proc effect. To distort it.
Just the person's voice on a mic.
So it's like, yes, you will have all this. And then it's like, there is a Federation landing site. Like, it's completely gone. It's like, oh, did somebody in ADR done goof?
Or maybe they probably stepped out of the closet. It's like, oof, it was hot in there.
I just find it interesting that, like, in terms of, like, most Metroid games are, at least when playing as intended without glitches, are fairly linear. The difference here being between linear and open is, those are two different things. I know I'm being a semantics asshole at the moment. It's just, I find it interesting that the most open Metroid game since Super is probably, the most non-linear, I should say, Metroid game since Super by design is probably Dread, actually. Because Dread, I know, has a number of dev-intended skips to get certain items early if you are.
Dev, I think Dread is the best of both worlds for Fusion and Super, where you always have a beacon that tells you where to go in the form of Adam, if you want to go back to a rendezvous point, or you can just go yourself until the story beat tells you, all right, you definitely do need to head here.
Samus, the story tells you that you should definitely go here. Also, that bird guy you saw at the beginning of the game, isn't he so sexy and awesome?
Hey, Revan Beat's got a 12-inch cock.
Adam, are you on your Fur Affinity account again? Look, I told you.
Man, it's so weird how Adam keeps on talking about how Ravenbeak, once lifted 50,000 pounds all at once.
With his pinky.
He has a Ravenbeak refrigerator magnet on his mini fridge. Why does he have that?
I didn't even know we had a fridge.
Robot. Why does he need a mini fridge?
Well, even robots need sustenance.
I mean, what's in the fridge? WD-40?
RoboCop told me it's baby food.
I only saw that for the first time like 2-3 weeks ago.
We were talking about the original,
yeah.
Not the reboot. Okay.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
So, Experiment, you would know this. I know that like the most famous skip in this game is getting space jump early, which is patched out. Are there any like skips or glitches that are still in this game from the original versions?
No, pretty much all of the ones that were in the GameCube version have been exercised. There are still a few tricks you can do. Like, you can still do Ice Beam.
So hard.
Oh, yeah, like, you can still do early Ice Beam before Flagra. Because you can still get Space Jump early but you need morph ball bombs to do it, and it's a tricky bastard of a bomb jump to do.
I can't do it. Like the precision needed to do it. So just to quickly go into it, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail because like it's physics and shit like that. So with morph ball bombs, you can technically triple bomb jump, and like spring jump, I believe is also used in there too.
You can
get to the ledge that leads you to space jump. It's basically the ledge that you're scan dashing to in the original release. But if you position your morph ball on like this rock just long enough for you to spring ball triple bomb boost up to the ledge, it's possible, but there is no solid footing on that rock you're jumping off of. You know what I mean? So you're constantly fighting the gravity and the slope physics just to remain stable on it, and I can't fucking do it. Like, it's too precise. And even then, once you manage to reach the ledge, you still have to essentially like veer Samus in a particular direction because you're not exactly on the platform yet, and if you don't veer in a particular direction, Samus just falls off of it.
Yeah, and trying to do early Ice Beam before Flagra is even far more difficult than that because you're going out of bounds and staying there. Now, in the original Prime, if you were out of bounds, there were fail-safes that, with a lot of patience, could get you back in bounds if you needed it, or just get you back to where you want to be. In this version, those fail-safes are gone. They got rid of them, and if you are found out of bounds and you just go a little tiny too far underneath that y-axis, dead. Like,
so you just die.
Yeah, you don't like fall forever. You don't get slowly pushed back up to the nearest valid y value like you do in the originals. Nope, your ass is grass.
Ooh.
You are past tense. You are Cocoa Pops, Broom Bread, and X Samus.
Oh, Parasite.
Oh no, X Samus is in Metroid Fusion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I think she was S8X. What were you saying?
Well, SA, John, I hate to inform you, SA and SAX stands for Samus Aran.
No, it stands for saxophone.
Oh, okay.
How is no one
I
done
was just
a mod
gonna
yet?
say, doesn't Experiment know everything, guys?
Well, I mean, in regards to shit that we care about, yes.
I see how it is. All right.
I'm gonna one day fucking go to my laundry and I'm wondering why my dryer's not working, and then Experiment's just gonna pop from the fucking washer basket. It's like, oh, silly John, you forgot. Like, it's a fucking commercial. It's like, you forgot to use Experiment Team branded laundry detergent. Thank you, Experiment. Then it just goes back into the washer. Where'd he go?
Great. You've just imagined me doing that now in like a Japanese style commercial.
Yeah, you're Mr. Sparkle.
Just mugs for the camera and just holds the thing right to your face. Please get that off my face.
Did the Chozo lore on the wall like ripple like that in the original version?
Yeah,
of the
it
game?
did. It was a lot
Okay.
more subdued, though. It wasn't as very bright and obvious.
Okay. Because it's definitely, from what I can tell, much easier to see like what is and isn't scannable for the lore.
Which I believe was intentional, because there were some Chozo lores that you can, like, I mean, in this room, the dark room that Ryan just passed, actually, that Chozo lore is kind of sunk into the wall. I mean, they all are, but that one is really hard to notice in OG because like it's not as pronounced. And I don't think the lights ever go on in that room, do they?
No,
Like,
they don't.
Nope.
They stay in darkness permanently. To be fair, darkness in this version is a bit wonky. Certain things that should be generating light don't. And I imagine that's just to make you go, okay, remember, you got to use the thermal visor. We'll get to that soon enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think we end the session.
You're
I think we end the session on the thermal visor.
Oh,
You get it this early in the
goody.
game? Oh, this session. Okay, I thought you meant this part.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. You see, I just find it funny. Like, you were walking through the room with the Shriek Bats, or what those guys are called. I can never
Correct.
remember any of the Metroid
Shriek
names.
Bats, yeah.
And they're just coming for you. I just like the idea of Samus. This is deadly aliens coming straight for him, and Samus is just like, let me pull up the Wikipedia entry for this guy real quick. Oh, shit!
Okay, in my brain right now, I just imagined, like, she sees them, they start coming towards it, she's pulling up like a tablet, and it's trying to look like Google it or whatever, and then she just turns right just a tiny bit, and they all go whizzing right past it into the wall.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, it was a
That's
bit
the
Samus
next
has
time I
Ultra
ever got
Instinct.
my iPad in the middle of a life or death situation. Nah, but it's a good thing for Samus.
How
that
does
time
she
just
use
freezes.
an iPad, though? Because, like, she has one hand, right?
Yeah, she has
But,
one
like,
hand. You only need one hand for an iPad.
Yeah, but if you want, like, if it's a bigger tablet, it's more comfortable to use your other
yeah.
hand. Like, does the touchscreen register the arm cannon? It does radiate.
I don't know.
heat.
Considering that Samus only gets bounties from the Galactic Federation, jobs are few and far between, so I don't think she can afford a Pro. So I think she just has a regular ass iPad.
You think they don't pay her enough to do this kind of shit to afford a Pro?
Well, we don't know. Listen, and this is kind of like I'm sort of like joking, but also like not joking. We don't know exactly what Samus's living expenses are when she's in between games. What the fuck does she even do? Like between missions, is she just like stay at home girl? Does she go to clubs? Does she like peruse like flea markets? Is she a nerd? Like,
she watches a lot of Zero on TV.
Yeah, like we genuinely don't know Samus Aran outside of these games in terms of her social life.
Well, the room we're in right now is where you go out of bounds to do early ice beam. And then for this room, you've got to walk on the ceiling, jump on top of the door frame, shoot it, and then like wonky jump to unload the room you're in, load the next one, and then get onto that ceiling. That's the kind of fuck navigation you got to do for early ice beam. And you've got to do it all the way to the end. You got to do it.
No, see, I can't fuck with out of bounds shit. Like out of bounds stuff, like I mean, even like you were going into earlier, like in the original Prime games, it's really not that big of a deal, you know. But it's like, in regards to like sequence breaking or skipping shit, I kind of find I'm kind of maybe an outlier in thinking that I kind of like hold the line at going out of bounds, like if I can help it.
I think that makes sense because it feels less like you're being clever and more like you're just breaking the game,
ignoring the rules of the game completely. Which I know is kind of weird to say because like, well, isn't that sequence breaking? It's like, yes, but you're still within the confines of like the game's design. You know what I mean? When going out of bounds, you're ignoring all of it.
It's like you can do a lot of sequence breaks don't go out of bounds. That's just the only one that's outright required if you're doing like an absolute pure speedrun. Prime 2, unfortunately, out of bounds is mandatory, but the skill ceiling to do most of the sequence breaks in Prime 2 is a hell of a lot higher.
I've seen speedruns of Prime 2 where I believe it's not even so much out of bounds, but there is a particular long jump across a huge ass chasm that requires a drone that's on a global timer, I think.
It only shows up
Prime
once.
2 is also
and
the
it only
hardest
shows up once.
Prime game just naturally, right? Like as far as because 3 is definitely easier than 1.
Much easier.
3 is the easiest of the trilogy. Yeah, I would argue 3 is the easiest of the trilogy.
I still to this day have not played 2, so I know very little about it.
Well, I mean, but 2's more difficult, but it's not like, you know,
it's not ball-bustingly hard.
Yeah, it's not ball-bustingly hard. It's just like it will kick your ass if you're expecting like Prime 3.
Or Prime 1 for that matter.
Or Prime 1 for that matter, yes.
You see, it's funny.
Dark Aether is very unforgiving.
Because, like, when I played Prime 3, I honestly kind of forgot that I had the super mode a lot of the time. Yeah. So, like, if I was playing it nowadays, it probably would even be a lot easier, because I know from experience just how broken that super mode can be. Because, like, okay, you lose a tank of health, but by the mid-game, you'll just clear every room of enemies, and then, oh, wow, they dropped enough health that you get that health right back, so you can do it for the next room of enemies. Cool.
That's going to be me in the psychic abilities for Prime 4, where it's like, oh, you have all these cool powers, but I have my gun.
Prime 4, it's really interesting, because well, for one, it's the way that they do the animation for it. It does just look like Samus is doing what I do at the supermarket, and, like, use my
Jedi
finger.
trick.
Yeah, the Jedi trick.
Jedi.
It's just like, oh yeah, I can definitely use the Force. Watch me move this automatic door.
I always thought I had Magneto powers.
Master of magnets.
Master of doors.
And what do? Show that off by just like getting a pair of slippers on and just shuffling your feet back and forth to make static electricity.
Yeah. Now I am Static Shock. Ow. I hurt myself.
Oh, dear.
Listen, one's DC Comics and one's Marvel Comics. So you got to pick one.
No, you're gonna pick both. I like both.
No, John. You have to have a tribal affiliation to one of the. Oh yeah, so this was something that was added in the
Trilogy version.
Wii version, right? Getting the jump without the Morph Ball Bomb.
It was originally added in the Japanese exclusive Wii releases, and then they ported it back to Trilogy for international release.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm going to say I not having the Morph Ball jump sucks in any Metroid game. I hate it.
I need Spring Ball.
It's like the only part of Metroid Fusion I don't really like replaying is I think you get bombs in the first visit to Sector 2, right? And then like, there's a lot of parts there where you have the Morph Ball bomb jump everywhere, and that part of the game always drags a bit because it's just like, okay.
I'd say Morph Ball bombs in general are just
Morph Ball bombs in general in Fusion are at their worst because the detonation is so long.
Yeah, there's a colossal delay to it. They also don't give you the most amount of verticality.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, is bomb jumping in Fusion even possible?
No. It's
just straight up impossible. I was gonna say impossible. Holy shit. Me fell English.
And then you get Zero Mission where it's just like, if you just mash the A button fast enough, you'll eventually go A direction.
But I love bomb jumping in Zero Mission because it's easier. And it's like, it's the only game where I can comfortably horizontal bomb jump because of its ease of use.
Oh, diagonal bomb jumping.
Well, diagonal bomb jumping, yeah. Horizontal bomb jumping is really, I think, only a thing of Super Metroid.
Yes, because of the wonky delay and the physics associated to Supers.
Yeah, well, because the physics are loose in Super Metroid. You got a floaty jump.
If we're talking about remastered Metroid games, I know that this is somewhat heretical to say, but I want them to do Super Metroid in the in the Dread engine.
I mean, regardless of because I would not be against a Super Metroid like remake. And because no matter what, I still have the original to fall back to.
Yeah,
if I don't like it, I don't know. Like, I guess like the only thing that I would want out of it, but I know it wouldn't happen, is that I would still want it to be a pixel based art a game. When I know like they'll most likely just do 2.5D like.
Yeah, I mean, if it looks like Dread does, Dread looks.
If it looks like Dread, yeah, then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, the thing about it is that I've never really liked how floaty and weird Super feels when you're used to the Game Boy games. And there's also stuff like having to hold down X to run, and it kind of feels like all the buttons are spread as far across the controller as possible.
There are ROM hacks where they've managed to basically port Super Metroid into Zero Mission.
Yeah, that
if you want to go that route.
I have heard of those, and it is something that I would definitely like to try. I also just think that it would just be a really cool thing, because I'd love to see the extra stuff they would add to Super Metroid, like they've done for, like they did for Samus Returns and.
I seeing a potential sequence break. Nice.
For an upgrade, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a double bomb jumping. You're going for a missile pack, I believe.
Yep. One missile
that's out there. You're supposed to wait until you get double jump for this, but you can do it now.
You can get it now. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It takes me a couple tries, but I get it.
In the room we were in where we just got the energy tank, there's a classic skip you can do there to get Ice Beam early without going out of bounds. It's weird how it works, but all you do is that you go to the Spider Ball track and you rub your face against it and you just go up it.
Like you just go up for some reason.
I suck at doing these. In every Metroid game, I'm terrible.
The issue, so I get this missile expansion the same way, and even after you get used to doing it, there's always that fear. It's like, I'm going to slip off the ledge because of physics and because I'm a ball.
Yeah,
like there's no invisible wall here. There's no barrier to catch you. If you fuck up and you just roll in the wrong way, you're just going all the way down.
Thankfully, Samus kind of sticks to the ground when she's in ball mode. It's not like, it's, actual physics. It's not like Monkey Ball or anything like that.
No, 'cause I always figured, just going into like the logistics of this, is that, Samus, it's remarkable that Samus can fit inside a ball that small anyway. I'm assuming she just converts into energy.
Well, no, if you see the animation, she is just somersaulting.
Yeah, she does. Like she curls into a ball, but once the shell and cap covers her, she becomes that glowing energy in the center. Either way, my point is that she's smaller, but she's got to be dense as shit. So she probably weighs a metric ton in Morph Ball mode, which is probably why she sticks to the ground slightly.
Well, no, that doesn't exactly make as much sense, because if she would have more momentum if she was that dense. So if you started,
but you got to get the ball rolling though. But on a standstill, I'd imagine she actually weighs a lot.
Probably, yeah. But this and more theory crafting in the next part of Metroid Prime. See you guys all then. Later.